When I opened in Naka, I was hoping to accomplish storytelling of what Japanese food is really about, bringing in kaiseki and introducing kaiseki to American diners, and also incorporating all the things that are California within that context. Kaiseki is the most formal way to dine in Japanese cuisine. It consists of multiple dishes served in a very distinctive order. And what it means to me is about capturing a moment in time that is very limited and very unique for those ingredients that is incredibly important in showing this gratitude and love for nature.
Contemporary California cuisine is really about seasonality, and it's very in line with Japanese cooking philosophy, where it's about celebrating nature, what nature has to offer each season, and really showcasing that and letting it shine for what it is.
Dashi is the foundation of all Japanese cooking. It is the underlying flavor profile that really defines what Japanese flavor is. So I'll be using this stainless clad stock pot, and in it I'm going to add these pieces of kombu to make the dashi. There's many kinds of dashi, but the one that is always very standard is based off of kombu, this giant kelp. The process of making it is about simmering the kombu for about 40 to 50 minutes, just on a very low simmer. And I'm taking it out now to add the bonito. Then we add the bonito in for about a minute, remove a little bit of the flow that comes up to keep it clear, and then we just strain it out right away. And now we have dashi. How good our dashi is how good the whole meal will be. Tastes good?
I draw inspiration from so many different things, I think, in the kitchen. It could be, going out and eating at like a taco stand, and finding like certain flavors in that make you feel like, oh, I wonder how this would pair well with more familiar Japanese ingredients. To experience those flavors that are uncommon to Japanese food really makes you kind of think through what it is about these flavors that you're enjoying that makes sense, in this particular dish, and is there something similar in our food that can play off of that? I think for us, our Abalone pasta course is very representative of what our version of kaiseki is really about. It's the chef's choice course, and obviously spaghetti wouldn't be typical on a normal Japanese kaiseki course, but to incorporate some very traditional ingredients with it, like the mentaiko or the abalone, but then to elevate it on a little bit of a luxurious level with truffles. That kind of encapsulates a little bit what we're trying to do here, to make these familiar things, like simple things like spaghetti, come to life in a different way, and it has a very Japanese slant to it that even somebody from Japan eating it can feel like, oh, these are Japanese flavors, this is a Japanese pasta course.
So this is a California Abalone dos Pueblos from Santa Barbara. We like to use as many things that are local as possible. When we look at the abalone, we just want to make sure that they're alive. They generally have a really nice firmness to it. The trick to cooking abalone is to make sure that it's relaxed. Sometimes we have to massage them a little bit before we utilize them. I'm going to start with some salted water and bring it up to boil. And then we'll blanch the abalone for about 30 seconds to kind of mellow them out, and shock them in the ice bath so that we could shuck them and get them ready for the pasta. In Japanese cooking, we often think about the different ways to cut every ingredient, because part of the important experience of Japanese food is the different textures that you feel. So in this case, we want to go thin because it's going to be a fast saute, which helps us maintain the texture and integrity of the abalone while also tenderizing it at the same time. So it's not too firm and not too soft.
We're going to be cooking the abalone with just a little bit of garlic and oil first. Really just flash frying it in the pan. If you overcook it, it'll get a bit too chewy and hard, so we want to keep that nice tender chew to it. And then we'll move on to getting the pasta cooked. We're going to deglaze with some sake. We're adding butter and the spicy cod. Just add a little bit of the pasta water to loosen it up a little bit. Now we're just going to mix this up with the sauce. It's an aioli base, so there's no dairy. A little bit of soy sauce. adding the truffle and the kaiwade radish sprouts.
When I think about what this place means to me personally, it's such a journey of recognizing all the wonderful things about Japanese food. It's a very personal story that I'm telling, and it's based off of the experiences I've had with Japanese food and Japanese cuisine. And I feel like having quality cookware like MadeIN in our kitchen is so important in that there's this wonderful feeling that I can just depend on this and know that everything that I'm gonna cook in it is gonna come out just right, because there's no question of whether it's gonna hit the right temperature or if the ingredient will really shine. And the feeling of not having to worry about anything like that just makes our work that much easier. My hope for all the diners that come to Naka is for them to experience a journey of the season. I think to give them a moment in their lives where they can really sit down and appreciate the feeling of being alive, just to be taken away from all their daily stresses, to not have to worry about anything else but be taken care of by us.